Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity to present at the International Conference on Advanced Science, Engineering and Innovation 2025, hosted by University of Malaysia Paris. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fikri Ilhamdi, and I'm a graduate student from Universitas Sumatera Utara in Indonesia. Today I'm honored to present a study that very close my field of interest, which is sustainable infrastructure and urban development. The title of my presentation is Affiliation of Sustainable Housing Principle Implementation, case study in Medan and Deli Serdang. This research explore the extent to which sustainability principle covering environmental, social, and economic aspect are being applied in housing development into urban region of in Indonesia. Over the next few minutes, I will take you through the background of the study, the methodology I use, the key finding, and some practical recommendation. Based on the result, I hope this presentation will provide meaningful insight and contribute to the going conversation on sustainable housing in South Asia and beyond. Before moving on the core of this presentation, I would like to take a moment to introduce myself and my co-authors who contribute significantly to this research. My name is Muhammad Fikri Hamdi, and I'm currently pursuing my master degree in civil engineering at Universitas Sumatera Utara, Indonesia. This research was not carried out alone. I had the privilege of working under the supervision and collaboration of outstanding academic in the field. Let me brief introduce them. And the first, Dr. Muhammad Ridwan Anas, STMT. He is lecturer of civil engineering in Universitas Sumatera Utara, and Mrs. Insinyur Gina Cynthia Raphita Hasibuan, STMSC PhD. Uh, she is a lecturer of civil engineering, Universitas Sumatera Utara, and Professor Dr. Insinyur Johannes Tarigan. He is a lecturer of civil engineering, Universitas Sumatera Utara, and and he is a Dr. Anthoni Veery Mardianta, STMT. He is architecture lecturer in Universitas Sumatera Utara. I'm truly grateful for their continuous support, feedback, and encouragement throughout this research journey. Their guidance ensured that this study not only meets academic rigor but also reflect practical relevance in the content of sustainable housing development in Indonesia. During this presentation, I'd like to highlight the broader content that motivate this research. In Indonesian, housing plays a crucial role not only in fulfilling a basic human need, but also in the determining in the quality of life, social stability, and environmental integrity of communities in religion like Medan and Deli Serdang. And we have witnessed rapid urban expanse over the last few years. This has led to sharp increase in housing construction, However, quantity often comes at the expense of quality, especially when it comes to sustainability. And the bring is a critical question. Why should we care about sustainable housing? Because sustainable housing goes beyond just providing shelter. It's about creating livable, inclusive, resilient, and environmental responsible communities in integrated 3K pillars: environmental protection, social inclusion, and economic viability. This like with the goals SDGs 11, sustainable cities and communities, which emphasize the need for adequate, safe, affordable, and sustainable housing for all. Unfortunately, many current housing projects in Indonesia still face critical challenge: getting open space, unlimited or sacred for building density. Waste management systems are often underdeveloped, and energy efficiency in law like religion and awareness, public participation and planning is minimal, and most important, sustainability principles are often not reflected in implementation. They remain just a checklist. Based on this issue study, aim to get deeper to evaluate the actual implementation of stabilizing principle, not only what is plain, but what is truly practical in Medan Deli Serdang. Approach taken research in comprehensive and evidence-based, combining structure and quantitative analysis provide clear picture of the current situation. Definition of stabilizing mid present without comparing integration in from three pillar: environmental, social, and economic relevant concept in UN Habitat and fair, young and young, cattle turnout, from journey, and adabri. This is the key reference and concept to make sustainable housing. Circular economy in housing, construction, demolition, waste, reuse, and passive cycle assessment. And the literature gap implementation varies globally, need for the localized context-specific evaluation in Indonesia. The problem, despite the global awareness of sustainable housing, actual implementation and development resilient of Medan Deli Serdang remain limited, inconsistent, economic driven. Kayizun identified uh, inadequate green open space, poor waste management, a minimal use of renewable energy, low resident participation, short-term profit orientation when developer, with integration of environmental and social value, lack of local, Indonesian specific indicator and frameworks. In the research gap, the discussion between sustainability principle and their application in commercial housing project. The study focused to mine how environmental, social, economic factor influence the housing sustainability index in Indonesia and Deli Serdang. Its objective, main goal to evaluate the implementation of the sustainable housing principle in Medan Deli Serdang, determine the influence of environmental, social, economic, and housing sustainability. And specific object, evaluate the current level of sustainable housing implementation in selected commercial housing area. Analyze the influence of environmental, social, and economic on the Housing Sustainability Index is the same PLS approach. Identify key sustainability indicators that contribute significantly to performance. Recommend practical, evidence-based strategy for policymaker and developer. In methodology, the research approach, quantitative analysis use some PLS, Smart PLS version 3, focus the commercial housing in Medan and Deli Serdang, and the variable independent lighting construct. In the same PLS, you have right independent lighting and dependent construct. The dependent construct is a sustainability index or IKP. And data collection, the survey structure questionnaire, 150 respondents for select housing area, Likert scale, strongly disagree to 5, strongly agree. In some PLS analysis step, author model evaluation, validity, and reliability in a model evaluation, PET, coefficient PET, t-value, p-value, R2, Q2, explain variant, and predictive reference, GOF, index, or model fit. In the respondent profile highlight, 53% male, 47 female. In this, too big of male for the female. 46 age, 31 until 40 years, and 44% big picture degree, 39% work in private sector, 41 on 5 until 10 million per month, 74% home nurse. And the result, auto model evaluation or indicator loading. Uh, In this section, I will present the key finding for the sample as analysis. We begin with the R model evaluation, which tests the validity and reliability of its indicator. All indicator loading well above 0.17, which confirm on the measurement model is statistically valid among the strong indicator indicated where SIC4 with cerebral resident stratification with a very high loading 0.941 and economic 2 with a reflect access or economic facility with a loading of 0.924. This show but social comfort, access to economic opportunity are very important in saving housing sustainability from the perspective of a resident. Next, we assess the quality of the structural model. R2 quadrant value in is 0.442 indicate that 44.2% of the variance in the social sustainability index can be explained their latent variable environmental, social, and economic. The Q2 quadrant value in 0.425, which demonstrate good predictive reference, meaning the model is capable of the prediction outcome beyond the sample data. The GIF goodness of fit index in 0.548, suggesting a moderate model fit acceptable for the social science risk of the kind. From this, we can draw few important interpretation, economic aspect, such as job, access, affordability, financial security, and currently the most influential driver of the sustainable housing performance in the study area. Social factor like safety, accessibility, and neighbor quality also contribute meaningfully. Talk not strongly. Meanwhile, environmental sustainability is underperforming, like due to poor infrastructure work enforcement and or lack for the community awareness. This insight reflect development imbalance that sustainably still likely if we talk the economic lens while environmental consideration are lagging behind in the both policy and practice. Now, let me elaborate the key finding throughout this discussion section, which interprets the statistical result in broad context. First, we currently observe the dominance of the economic aspect in saving on sustainability with part coefficient of uh, 0.5x7, the economic dimension had the strongest and most significant impact on the housing sustainability index. The results suggest but resident and developers Medan and Deli Serdang then priority economic concern over environmental and social consideration. Key indicators like maintenance costs, access to economic facility, and property value growth are the main driver behind this pattern. This is consistent with the fact that in developing countries, affordability focused education are often unfavorable due to income limitation and rising living costs. On the other hand, environmental aspects were found to be underprioritised, consequences tactical significant effect on housing sustainability with part consistent of uh, minus 0.080. This point to weak performance in indicator was energy efficiency, water management, green open space availability, and waste handling system. Unfortunately, and the lack of proper studies and similar content is highlight law of environmental awareness, limited regulation enforcement, and the lack of incentive for the green practice and solid environmental sustainability is still more theoretical and practical in the most commercial housing project. Lastly, the social aspect still so meaningful influence that make strong the make one and with the coefficient of social factor in 0.148 were found statistically significant. The most important indicator here include access to public service, safety, availability of the healthcare, and overall resident stratification. The factors contribute to quality of life and health will include communities which are essential component of sustainability urban development. Altogether, the findings suggest still a sustainability imbalance, where the economic dimension tends to dominate, while the environmental and social aspect require more attention in the planning implementation. In conclusion, can finding economic and social aspects influence housing stability, environmental aspect, so with a significant impact. And this is you see what is the call to action, reform policies, education communities, anchor development complaints, embrace green and circular building practice. And the social contribution to public facility access, safety healthcare, resident and stratification for mental weakness, electricity and water use, waste management, green space underdeveloped. Implication, sustainability for in Medan and Deli Serdang are imbalanced. Long-term goals, SDGs 11 may be compared with a stronger environmental integration. In acknowledgement, we will like at our channel grade to Universitas Sumatera Utara for providing academic and institutional support in this research. Supervisor and co-author Dr. Gina Cynthia Raphita Dr. Muhammad Ridwan Anas, Professor Dr. Engineering Senior Johannes Tarigan and Dr. Anthoni Veery Mardianta for their invaluable guidance and encouragement to the research process. For the guidance, I can to the research. Surfer Zen, resident of Medan and Deli Serdang, who generously contribute the time and insight. And the last, ICASEI, ICASI 2025 organizer for the opportunity to share and discuss this work in the international forum. Thank you for your kind attention. Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.